Hey guys, so today's video, as you can see, is going to be a June favorites, but it's also kind of a products I wanted to tell you guys about slash updates. There are a couple products that I have returned, so I guess they would be considered fails for me that I do want to mention. And let's just start there since I don't have them with me. The two that I really have been wanting to talk to you guys about are, one, the Smashbox new bronzing palette. As you can see on the screen here, this is what it looks like. I actually have this palette from Smashbox. I've had for quite a while. I have an entire video just on this palette. This is called the Crush on Blush palette. It has mostly blushes. It has a stunning highlight and a really nice bronzer. This palette is like gold to me. I mean, especially when I'm fair, I use this bronzer so much. It's so smooth, it's so nice. And I'm hyping this up and I don't even think this is available anymore. So I'm really sorry, but if you do have it, pull it back out of your collection. It is definitely worth using again. So because I love that one so much, I went ahead and bought this newer Smashbox palette and used it and used it. I was so excited to get it. I was so confident I was gonna love it. I didn't. I returned it. It's like a $45 palette or something, so it's not like it was $10. You know, $10 is $10. So I felt like it was too cool toned and it ended up making my cheeks look muddy when I used either of the bronzer or contour, the blush, and the highlight. Everything looked ashy, muddy, dirty. Like I could not get a good look, and I tried again and again and again with different brushes. And when you're using, in my opinion, the best of the best luxury bronzer brush from Tom Ford, I mean, if my bronzer can't look good with that brush, then there's no hope for any of us. So the other thing that I know some of you guys are going to be surprised is the Marc Jacobs very overly hyped bronzer in like the coconut smelling bronzer. It has the white packaging. I was so determined to get that this year. I think it might be permanent now, but last year it came out limited edition and a lot of people on YouTube talked about it, said it was their favorite bronzer ever. It was so wonderful. They talked about how smooth it was, how the color was so perfect. I have been waiting months for that bronzer to re-release, and it finally did, and it sold out so quick. I mean, I can't tell you enough like how excited I was for this. So I get it in the mail. The packaging is gorgeous. I love the size of the pan. It's huge. There's a lot of product. It does smell really nice. I used that bronzer over and over and over again. Was simply not impressed. Basically, the bronzer did not work out for me. I was very disappointed. It ended up looking like, I'm trying to remember what it was. It ended up looking very muddy on my skin, patchy as well. I mean, you spend $50 on one product and you expect your bronzer or whatever it is to really perform like a luxury product, and it did not. I don't know how you guys feel if you've tried that bronzer. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. It was just, I kept thinking, it must be me, it must be me, it must be me. And I kept trying different brushes again, and it still was looking that way. And I was just over it. So I returned it and thankfully got my money back. So let's go ahead and get started and just chat about some of the products that I've been using a lot and what I like about them, and we'll just go ahead and get started. The first item is non-beauty related. This is really good. This is a brand called Bubbly Sparkling Water. This flavor is strawberry bubbly, strawberry flavor with other natural flavors. This I like because, like this type of drink, because I can drink water, but it feels like not a treat. It feels like, oh cool, I'm drinking something different than just like water from the fridge, like plain water. It feels a little bit more refreshing. I like the carbonation of it. The little flavor that it has is really nice. One of the best parts is a 12 pack of these at my grocery store was $4.99. So such a good deal. The strawberry flavor is really good. I almost look forward to it. Like I probably have one a day. Does anybody else like sparkling water? Do you have any recommendations? And have you tried this brand? What flavors do you like? See if you can try it out for yourself. and let me know what you think. Okay, I want to talk about a birthday gift that my very good friend Lauren got for me. She's a very generous person and she got me a lot of things, but this is something that I think you guys would really like to hear about. These are from Trader Joe's. I don't think they're permanent items, but I do think that I found them on the Trader Joe's website. So if you're interested enough, it may be worth looking into. And when I found them, I did notice that they were very reasonably priced. So what I'm talking about is Trader Joe's Rose Oil Ultra Moisturizing Hand Cream. Really big tube for hand cream. Now, I am not a rose scent fanatic. I see a lot of people on YouTube that really love like these floral scents. They're just not my favorite. I don't really go for them. This rose oil smells so phenomenal. It's seriously, I wish, and maybe they do have a body lotion for this, because I would love to have something like this for my entire body. I mean, this is so, first of all, moisturizing and thick. It has the oil, but it doesn't feel oily. And it just smells so good, so good. Hand cream isn't something that I usually grab for, but because it smells so good and feels so good, I find myself reaching for it way more than I ever have with any other hand cream or moisturizer in my life. The other thing that goes along with it is Rosewater Facial Toner. This is a very refreshing spray. When it's blazing hot, I could just spray my face with this. It smells so good, like I said, and it feels nice. I don't know how well it's working as far as toning goes. I'm not really sure. It feels nice, so I definitely want to keep using it, but with most toners, I haven't really been able to tell whether my face is so much more balanced versus not using one. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really speak to that, but I've enjoyed both of those products so much, and it makes it so much more special that they were a gift from a really good friend. Another skincare thing, I may have spoken about this, but it's worth talking about again. This is from the brand Sunday Riley, and it's their product Good Genes. It's a lactic acid treatment. This is expensive, okay? I think this is maybe $80. I have heard for years people saying how good this is and that it's worth the money, but man, when you are on Nordstrom or Sephora's website, it's for me really hard to actually click checkout when this is in your cart. It's just so much money, and it seems like I don't need that. Like, how good can it be? When the Sephora VIB sale came around, which was months ago, I went ahead and bought this, and I have been so impressed ever since. This is what it says. Deeply exfoliates the dull surface of the skin for clarity, radiance, and younger looking skin, visibly brightens the appearance of age spots and discolorations, instantly plumps the look of fine lines and wrinkles in 3 minutes. It seriously does all of that, especially with the exfoliating the dull surface of the skin, giving it some clarity. I mean, if I have like some breakouts, like it just seems to like calm everything down and clear everything out. I do notice some radiance. And then as far as visibly brightening the appearance of age spots and discolorations, yes, yes, yes. I have some post-acne scarring, dark spots from over a year ago on this cheek, and nothing has been helping me until I got this. And it's not perfect, it's not like it's completely gone, but right away I noticed a big difference in that spot. That's just huge to me. I used it last night and I haven't used it in like a week, and I was like, oh man, I need to make sure I'm using this. I wake up and my skin looks so much better. So at the very least, I think it is worth getting a sample of. Try it for yourself. I'm confident that you'll see that it is worth the money, and we'll be in the same boat. I did want to mention too, just to share with you guys, that for moisturizers, I've been trying 2 samples. One is the Lala Retro Whipped Cream from Drunk Elephant, and I just love Drunk Elephant's packaging. I love the idea of Drunk Elephant because I hear so many good things. This was like a little point perk, and I think that it's fine. Like, I'm not impressed by it. Nothing about it is like, holy crap, have you tried that cream? It's just like, yeah, it's good. Now this, I do think is a lot different than anything I've tried, and I want to hear your thoughts if you know anything about this. love this packaging and the color, like it kills me. This is from Beau. This is their newer Cactus Water Hydrating Cream. And it's very interesting because it's a gel that almost looks like a lip balm. But this reminds me, if you've ever used real aloe on your face, like from the plant, that's literally what this is like, which makes sense because it's cactus water. It really does feel like that. It's kind of slippy and I don't want to say greasy, and then it just sinks into your skin and you're like, cool, ready for makeup. I just have been liking the texture of this. The smell of this is really nice too. It's very spa-like. It's not overly fake or anything smelling. It's just kind of like a refreshing, it's nice. I like it. But I do want to hear, what's your favorite moisturizer? I'm tempted to buy the full size of this one, and I don't think I'd be disappointed, but leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. So let's go ahead and get into actual makeup. Well, I lied. One more thing. This sponge is from EcoTools, and I have mentioned this before. It's all I have been using. It is so good. I love the texture of this. I love the color of this. This flat little edge here is perfect to press under your eyes and bake. And then I can also turn it on its side like this where it's more pointed and do the inner corner of my eye. The texture is great. The price is even greater. So I believe this is $6. You can get it at so many drugstores, and I've been picking it over actual beauty blenders that I own. So that definitely should tell you something. Okay, for foundation, I have been using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. As you can see, there's like a line where I've been scraping it because I have had this for a while, and I kind of stopped using it and started using other things and just trying to use, you know, what else is in my collection. And then I started recently pulling this back out. I'm wearing it today. I am so impressed by this foundation. This is a very nice medium coverage, but you can build it to more. I really like full coverage, so I'm happy with the coverage, let's say that, but it's also not the fullest coverage of anything I've ever tried. It feels lightweight on the skin, but it still gives you a perfected look. I do not feel like I'm wearing, say, the Kat Von D foundation or Estee Lauder Double Wear, where it's like ready for photographs, I'm kind of wearing a mask. This is not like that. It's a lot more just across the board, a good daily foundation, and it's literally like $5. For concealer, I have been using two. Bare Minerals Bare Pro. This is a stick concealer. I got this from Influencer for free to try out, and I do not like this under my eyes, but I do like this as an eyeshadow primer, which probably seems very high maintenance. I like the texture of this because it's kind of like a thicker cream, and I love the fact that it's in a stick, so I can just kind of like rub it over my eyelids and then take a brush or my sponge and, you know, blend it out. This one is in Fair Light Warm 02. It's kind of like a light yellow undertoned concealer. Really sets up my eyes for a good blank canvas to work on with eyeshadow. So I've been using that concealer for that. Under my eyes though, when I'm not using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer, which is fantastic, I've actually been using this concealer that my sister gave me because it was too dark for her. This is the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Concealer. This is so weird to me, and I've been so excited to mention this to you guys because to me, CoverGirl is not a brand that I gravitate towards at all. They do have really good mascaras, but other than that, I don't think I own a single thing from the brand. Seriously. So for me to like an under eye concealer, that's just, again, shocking to me. This is in the shade 810 Fair. It actually has a dog hair on it, but it actually has like a spongy tip like this that's flat. I just love it. Like, I'm wearing it right now. It is medium coverage. You can build it up a little bit, but not much. So you have to be happy with how your under eyes look with medium coverage. It's not going to give you the fullest of the full. It's just not. But for like an everyday wear, if you don't have that bad of dark under eye circles, I think you're fine. I'm fine with it. The level of non-creasing is very impressive to me, and I do set it with a powder. It always looks just smooth. Smooth, not cakey, not too drying, not too thick. Like, it just looks so nice. So another drugstore product that is beating out some of my higher end ones, which I absolutely love. This is what I've heard so many people talking about. It is from Hourglass, and this is their brand new Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I mean, some of my favorite beauty people here on YouTube have mentioned this powder being their new holy grail, not using anything else ever again, like the best of the best. So excited to get my hands on it. This is what the packaging looks like on the inside. It has an H with little holes, and it is very nice as usual with Hourglass, beautiful packaging. Here is the thing. The powder is very nice. I do think that it is smoothing. I'm impressed with the powder and I do like it, will continue to use it. I'm not as blown away as some of the other YouTubers on here have acted. I have other powders like the Coty Airspun powder from Walgreens, and actually the Patrick Star powder from MAC Cosmetics that I hope they're bringing back out. But those two I use all the time, and I just don't notice this one being that much better. I really don't. I mean, like I said, I'm still gonna use it, but again, for that level of a price tag, you're expecting perfection, and I just don't know if I would scream from the rooftops about this powder at this point. So I'll let you know if that changes, but I did want to give you guys that information. Take it for what it's worth. Now, from Hourglass, something I also purchased that is always 1000% worth it in my opinion is a new bronzer. This is in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. Now, I've had and have raved about the Hourglass bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. When they first came out with the bronzers, there was only 2 shades. I believe it was both of these. This was the darker one, this was the lighter one. I got the darker one because at the time I needed a darker bronzer, but since I have been, I almost said embracing my paleness, but I'm not embracing it at all. Like, I don't like it, I want to get a tan immediately. But since I have been not tanning, this was just too dark, so I needed to pick up the lighter shade. This is worth the money, all right? Where I said that maybe this isn't, this is worth every penny. This is a luxury product that you will put on your face and you will see how luxurious it is. You will understand why it's worth that amount. I have said that this bronzer is my holy grail forever and ever. I mean, Desert Island would need to bring this type of status. And so I knew that if I wanted the same feeling, but just a lighter color, I just need to get a lighter color in that same bronzer. So I'm gonna swatch these for you guys so you can see the difference in the color if you're thinking about getting one. They actually have more colors now. It's not just these two. So I suggest you go to the store and see what would be best for you. Now, these do have a, okay, that's bright as hell. These do have a glow to them. It's very subtle. It's very classy. It does not look like, oh, cool, shimmery bronzer. No, it looks beautifully bronzed skin. The texture of these powders is just amazing. So obviously this is the lighter one, this is the darker one. They are also very warm, but I've been loving this is the point. I've been loving it. I'm so glad I got it. I do hope I get more tan so I can start using the darker one though. Now, we've talked a lot about like the base of the makeup. What's been keeping it on has been this. I did recently get this. It's not like I've been loving it for months, but every time I use it, I'm impressed. This is from Milani. This is the Make It Last setting spray, and it says 16-hour wear. I just wish this came in a bigger bottle because I am going to use this so quickly. You can tell when you spray this that it is going to keep your makeup on. Now, what you're feeling is one of the first ingredients, which is alcohol. A lot of people are very hateful of that fact when any product that you're putting on your skin has alcohol in it, and I get it. It can cause premature aging because it's drying out your skin. I don't care. Like, I literally don't. I want my makeup to stay on all day, and to be perfectly honest, If it worked, I wouldn't really care if the first ingredient was alcohol. I know some of you will disagree, but that's me, that's my skin. You can just kind of feel like it tightening your skin a little bit. I personally like that because I know it's going to work. That is the feeling that I get with Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray, which has always been one of my absolute favorites. And I'm just so happy to find a setting spray that gives me that longevity that I'm looking for, but it's at the drugstore. So love this. For eyebrows, I've still been using the NYX little pencils for filling in my brows, but I've also added this to the mix, and this is from NYX as well. It's called Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. Mine is in the shade Espresso, and I've been using this because I was finding that with just a pencil, I wasn't able to get a very defined tail of my brow, and I really like that look. So the pomade with an angled brush really gives that to me. Now you can use this to fill in everything of your brows. I use this for like half of my brow, and then I go into the front with the pencil and do little strokes. Ever since I added that to my routine, I've been loving my brows and I'm not frustrated, and it's giving me exactly what I need for the look I desire. For eyelashes, I have a couple products. I wear fake lashes a lot. I'm not wearing them today, as you probably were able to tell, but because of that, I rely heavily on having a good quality lash glue. The one that I've been using so much, and that I believe I've talked about before, is from Tarte. They have two colors of this. One is black, one is clear. I was using this so much and it is good, but I was noticing that the front corner of my lashes were coming loose and were kind of popping up. And if you ask me, there's nothing worse in the world. So what I was having to do on a daily basis was apply my lashes, let them dry a little bit, and then go back in with this and paint a little bit over the lash band to make sure that it did not lift throughout the day. However, the House of Lashes lash adhesive that they do sell at Sephora doesn't make me do that. I don't have to reinforce my lashes. So at this point, I am hopelessly devoted to this lash glue. This is the only one that I will continue to repurchase, and I think you guys should know about it. Also for lashes, this is an item that I got like less than a week ago, but I am highly impressed, and you guys have heard about it online for maybe over a year now. This is from L'Oreal. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I have not picked this up because I wear lashes so often that I don't typically care about mascaras, and I try to buy relatively inexpensive. This is $9.99, which to me is kind of a lot for a drugstore mascara. It's worth it. It is so worth it. I do not like my lashes. They are not very full. I think that wearing fake eyelashes and having lash glue on my lashes has stunted the growth, and they're not very long, they're not very thick. So for me to be impressed with the mascara takes a lot, because most of the time nothing does impress me. But when I used this mascara, I realized that I can like my lashes with just mascara and not wearing fake lashes every single day of my life. This is just awesome. So this is the wand, in case any of you are curious. Again, I know everyone has probably seen this by now. It grabs onto your lashes, adds the volume that I'm looking for, but also gives your lashes a fluffy texture that I didn't know a mascara could provide. This is now like a holy grail mascara. I mean, I am so happy I finally bit the bullet and bought it, and I need you guys to do the same if you have not already. Okay, lastly, let's talk about eyeshadow. Mainly what I use on a daily basis and what I have on my eyes today is this Foursome palette from MAC Cosmetics and Patrick Starr. This came out literally, I think, in December, and this is the Goal Getter eyeshadow times 4 palette. The shadows in here are all permanent. All of them are gorgeous shades, but the two that I wear literally every single day are these two. One is soft brown and one is Swiss chocolate. And now that I'm saying this out loud, I think I have mentioned this on my channel before, but y'all don't mind. The soft brown is such a wonderful shade to have in your collection for an everyday one eyeshadow look or just a great transition shade. The other colors are gorgeous as well, but those two shades, if you do not have them, they're worth going to a MAC counter or a MAC Pro store and checking out for yourself. Again, they're soft brown and Swiss chocolate. I love them both so much. And then lastly, continuing with eyeshadow, I purchased 4 of the new and supposedly improved Sephora single eyeshadows. They have new packaging, apparently there's a new formula, and I got 4 shades. I got 2 mattes and 2 glitters. Yes, 2 glitters. So starting from here, I have Tree Hugger, Sand Dunes, Let's Party, and Girl Talk. So the Let's Party and Girl Talk are obviously the glitters, and they're very interesting because they are somewhat sheer looking, but I'm telling you, if you have a glitter glue or just a good primer on your eyelids, the glitter in these comes out so nicely and adds so much shine to your lids. They're seriously gorgeous. I would definitely say that Girl Talk is a very close dupe to Urban Decay's eyeshadow in the shade Space Cowboy. It has the same reflex of silver glitter and they're gorgeous. These 2 mattes are gorgeous. I mean, so creamy, so buttery smooth, and very, very pigmented. I mean, you can see right there, those are just like quick swatches. So with these shadows that you can also depot, by the way, and put in a Z palette of sorts, I think they're really, really good. I don't have many shadows from the old formula, but these new ones are great. And if you see a color that you'd like to add to your collection, I think it's highly worth it. Okay, so we talked about a lot. That is everything. I appreciate you guys so much for being here and watching. Thanks for sticking to the end if you did. And I'll see you guys in my next video. All right,